I'm repeating the name again of our panelist. Shri Shubham Soni, Meteorol's Ispat Limited, Jalna. Shri Ramesh Agrawal, GKTMT Raipur. Dr. Shwareen Baderkar, Electrotherm Limited. Shri Mohit Kapoor, APL Apollo. Shri Kamal Goyal, CMD Amba Shakti. Srimati Binisha, Advisor MRAI. Shri Sudhir Goyal, MD Madhav Alloys. Last but not the least, Shri D.D. Kapoor, Chorus Engineering, Delhi. And our session moderator is Mr. Sachin Shetty, Senior Consultant, Questro. And the topic of the session or the topic of the discussion is Value Addition and Diversification in Secondary Steel. Shetty.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back after lunch. I hope you all had a wonderful first half. How about adding some steel to now strategies, right? Let's actually explore what are the broader. I'm going to start with some context setting. We have a wider, diaspora of eminent personalities on the dais here, and it's a privilege to really conduct this session. At the same time, I'm really nervous. I have 8 of them, industry stalwart, and my effort would be to bring out their thought process, right, deliberations and the contemplations that they do when they plan on a certain strategic initiatives. So each one of them have achieved significant success in their own domain, and we are going to benefit from their actions, their thought process. So I will try and do justice with the right set of questions so you learn from their skills and their expertise. As I see, we have a time constraint, so I'm not going to go on to the bio. You all know each one of them. I'm going straight to the question and answers. So we are actually going to counter and, on an argument mode here. We are collectively working towards a converging on a particular action points that each one of you can carry home as your learnings, and then basis your resources, capabilities that you can start thinking in the direction to benefit from this discussion. So gentlemen, let me start with Mr. Mohit. And we know how APL Apollo has been one of a wonder kids in the steel sector. We all know how they were small when they started, but today they stand out as one of the leading brands plus a market leader in the tubes business. So Mohit, we would all like to definitely want to know what led to the growth, that phenomenal growth. What are the shackles that you broke in the journey? What are the toughest decisions that you had to make? And what are the challenges that you came, and how did you navigate those challenges? Thank you. We would like you to
Thank you, Sachin, for calling each one of us a stalwart. And actually, we must be a bit nervous sitting with you. See, I would say for any business or any entrepreneurship, anything in the world, the best thing, the most important thing required to achieve something is the desire. So my company's promoter families, top management people, all seniors, they had a vision. They had a desire to do something different in this normally conceived a simple, a normal, routine business. So what they did around, say, they have been accelerating since the time we started this company around 35 years back. But for the last 2-3 years, and I would say since the time we got time during the COVID phase, they started to do something different, started where to utilize the steel, where to use it, innovative way of bringing out the avenues where this steel can be used. And the one major thing that we did around 3 years back, and something for which I came into this company, or I was literally pulled from my entrepreneurship into this company was to make aware the consultants, the clients, the contractors that steel tubes are not just meant for architectural purpose or a secondary thing. They are not just meant for railings or staircases or windows. They can be used as main columns and main beams. And that is what something we innovated, we did achieve. And that's the reason in last 3 years, today, luckily we are sitting at a market share of 55%. Our annual productions have risen to say 3.6 million tons annually. All our 11 plants and our sales team are actually fighting with each other which order to start first. Just before I started, I had to mail twice that this is an important, and on both things I have to say this is an important order. So that's something what desire that led to
Problems are plenty.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Mohit, just one quick comment if you can actually, for the benefit of the gatherings here. What are the specific value-added products that you launched? And if you can quickly also see, we are very cost-sensitive, right, as a fraternity, right? It is always a chicken and egg situation, right? While we are very brave in investments, taking big risk, but at the end of the day, commercially, it has to be viable. So when you talk about value additions, what are the parameters? Maybe you can briefly touch upon 2-3 of those, and then how do you evaluate the benefit over the risk?
See, I'll just take an example of one thing. There are super or bigger sizes of hollow tubes, which we thought about promoting as main structural column and beams, which are currently being used in hospitals, in railway stations, airports. We took this giant leap of faith. We introduced it. We had to face a lot of competition. We had to face a competition, sorry, not right word, a lot of resistance, which was very natural. Anybody, for say example, we are dependent, we are not executors, we were dependent on the fabricators. They were not ready to use, ready to install or ready to fabricate section. They wanted to use their infrastructure of crores of rupees invested, say 10 years back when a PEB sector came into light. They didn't want it to halt it and go on to a new thing. Clients were quite afraid. So we had to innovate. We have to tell them how we can add certain things to negate the price delta between a steel plate and a steel tube. And last 2 years we have achieved that. In fact, our innovations are so fast that once we start a project, almost in every project at the time of execution, we have almost changed some of our design optimization, which is used in the next project.
Okay, so I would say a lot of efforts, but at the same time, you also had some early wins, right? You were able to convert those inquiries through some persistent efforts.
Since we created that idea, we had definitely the early mover advantage with a lot of rejections as well. So, but now what happens when we go there, today what we have done is around 56% of our total portfolio are value-added products.
Understand.
And that has increased our EBITDA from, say, I'm sorry, but you must all understand that I won't be able to disclose too much numbers. But yes, our EBITDA has increased by 25% in the last 2 years. And that too for those specific value-added product, their EBITDA is almost double of the entire EBITDA.
Got it. So I know it is not an easy task. It's not like all roses but no thorns, right? It's different. So
we have to start from scratch.
Correct.
Tell that you can use this.
Correct. So while we talk about